But if you are new here, my name is Dawn with Chicken Run Creations. I am a needle felting teacher and artist, and I just love sharing my passion with you. So we have started a monthly project. I'm doing a critter every month, kind of relating to the month in some way. And this month we are doing a little penguin. And this is how far we have gotten in the last 2 weeks. May finish him today. I don't know, it'll be kind of close. I'm not sure if we'll totally finish him today or not. If not, I have a thought for, if we do finish him today, I have a thought for next week. So I'll get on that later. But I wanted to show you a couple of things here before I got started. First off, some of you probably saw this already on my other page, but I finished up the little seal that I was doing, and this is going to be a tutorial. It's all recorded. I just need to start editing it, which I'll probably start doing on Monday. I gotta finish flipping all the videos, but I think he turned out pretty good. So, hey Kate, welcome. So watch for an announcement on how you can get the tutorial for this guy. I did change the rocks a little bit from how I did them the first time I made one. I didn't do individual rocks. I did one big rock and kind of added some detail there, if you can see it. And then on this one, I also added curly locks, which you don't have to do, but I was like, oh, curly locks would be kind of fun for water, which I haven't done before, so I thought that was kind of a good idea. So he will be coming out hopefully in a week or two, depending on how long it takes to edit him. And then I wanted to show you, this is kind of funny. One of my customers had her grandson asked her if she could make him a tiny chef. I think that's what he's called. And she looked at it and she was like, yeah, the hat and the apron are just going to throw me off. So she asked me if I could do it. So here he is so far. I got his hat, and then I just started working on his apron, and I decided to do it on a piece of fabric. So just started that. So I was trying to figure out how to do the apron, and I think this is the best way to do it. So hopefully I'll get him done here in the next few days. And then I finished my Santa, which I will show you. I'm going to turn you around before I show you the Santa, just so you can see it better. I'm really happy with how he turned out. He is in my made in my membership group, which if you want more information on that, feel free to send me a private message and I can get you the details for that. So let me get you turned around here. Hopefully everybody is doing well with the looming cold and yucky weather that's coming. We're in to get like another 2 to 4 feet of snow. We just got 2 to 4 feet of snow the other day, and now we're gonna get more. So I'm ready for winter to be done. All right, let me show you Santa here, and actually how I'm gonna frame it. So here's the Santa, and what I'm going to do to frame it, I was trying to figure out, I didn't want to go out and buy a frame, and I was looking through my stash, and I happened to have this, this is just canvas, that I got this at the dollar store for $1. Believe it or not, this came from Pier 1 for $13, and it's like really bad. I mean, like there's glue on here, and I don't know why anybody would buy this for $13, but apparently, anyway. So what I did was I pulled the canvas off, and which was something else to do. And then I stained it, and this is what I'm gonna do. I need to get some foam core board, I think, that I'm going to mount him to. It'll stick right inside this frame, and then I'll get some heavy cardboard to put on the back to close it all off. So, but I'm really happy with how he came out. I'm excited to be done with him and move on to something else. So that was my Santa. And Let me grab our penguin here so we can get going with him. If someone else can just say hi in the comments so I can make sure that they are working. Let's get my camera moved up here a little bit. All right, so we are going to, I was trying to decide here where I wanted to start. I think what I want to do is I want to, his head is kind of flat, if you can see that. Oh, thank you, P. So I'm going to round out his head here a little bit. So I'm just going to grab our top coat. And we're going to make a little bit of a pillow here. Get that out of there. That I can put on the back of his head. We started something new and fun in my membership group, but I can't show you yet. It just started, and it doesn't look like much at the moment. So once I get more done on it, then I can show you what we're doing in my membership hub. So I'm just trying to round out the back of his head here. Everybody must be out stocking up for the weather that's coming this weekend. We're supposed to get, like, I think the low on Saturday is -15 with wind chills of like 40 below. High is supposed to be like 1 Saturday. Plus snow between now and Sunday. But my husband has a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning, so hopefully the weather isn't too bad, so we can get to that and then go grab a few groceries. I don't need too much, just my normal grocery shopping. Up here, people don't tend to panic too much about storms because we're used to it this time of the year. And if anybody does panic about it, it's because they're not from the area. And then I have no plans to go anywhere for the rest of the weekend. I might bring the top of his head up a little bit more. We'll see when I start to do his hat. If I want it to come up a little bit higher, I think I do, but for the moment we're just gonna round out the back of his head here. If your head is not flat like mine is, then you don't need to round it out. My heads always tend to go flat. Alright, that looks a little bit better. Okay, Alice is going to get covered up with his hat anyway, so I'm not too worried if you can see seams or anything. Alright, let's go to his feet next. We're just going to do a couple simple little feet. So I just have 2 of the same color that we used for his beak. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half. And this is, let me give you a size here. It's about 1 inch by 2, 6 to 12 inches starting Saturday, ending Monday. Get hourly weatherly. Oh, well, geez, and you can kind of catch up to me, you know, like a quarter of what I have on the ground. My daughter made the comment, I have a fence that goes, or a gate that goes into my garden, which is 4 feet high. You can't see the fence, or the gate. It's gone. It's buried. So all I'm doing is I folded it in half and then just folded the ends in a little bit. We're just doing a really simple little foot here, no real details or anything like that. You could get more elaborate if you wanted to. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. So I'm going to spread it out here a little bit. So I'm just folding the ends in a little bit. That kind of rounds out the foot a little bit. You've done my winners. Where did you live before? Yeah, my sister lives in Virginia, and the four of us have a group chat, and she texted us earlier this week, and she's like, I want you guys to know that we could get up to 18 inches of snow later this week, and school might be closed for a week. She's a teacher, so, and my one sister says, well, you better go out and get your milk and bread. And she said that she was actually on her way home from the grocery store. And then I said, I'll trade you my 4 feet of snow for your 18 inches of snow. And I said, you better get your French toast made. And she's like, oh, I can see I'm not going to get any sympathy from you guys. I'm like, nope. And she grew up here, so she knows what winters are like. But she's been out of the area for like 20 some odd years. Actually, 30 years, actually. Chicago, Wisconsin, upper. Okay, yep. You probably do know what our winters are like. Maybe not as much snow. I don't know how much snow they get over there, but so I'm just gonna felt this up a little bit here, and then we'll shape it. Honestly, though, I've been complaining all week that it's time to move south, especially since my husband snowblowed on Tuesday. Hi, Sheila, you made it. Did you finish your craft that you were doing? So yeah, my husband got up and snowblowed Tuesday, I think it was. And the snowblower worked fine. And then when he got home from work, there was another 12 inches in the driveway, or 10 to 12 inches in the driveway. So he went to snowblow, and the augers weren't turning again. So he ended up 92 inches in 1 year. That's about a normal around here, or more. So he brought home the plow truck last night and cleaned out the driveway, and thinks that when he replaced the belt on the snowblower, he might have made it too tight, so he's got to try and loosen that up. So I'm just going around here, clean up the edges, and shape the foot a little bit. Nope, you didn't get it done. I wondered if you would get it done the way you were going there. Right, so we're just doing simple little feet. Let's see how they size-wise. I might try and get them a little narrower, so I'm just going to poke a little bit more here around the edges. Sheila, I sent you a message about that artist that we were talking about this morning. I found him. Alright, and we're going to do the same thing with this one. And I want to make sure that they're about the same size, so just going to hold them up to each other and see. So depending on how far we get this guy done today, if we get him done today or almost done, I thought it would be interesting to do a review of a needle felting kit. My husband came home from work the other day and threw a box in my lap, and it was a needle felting kit that he found at the thrift store. And oh, let me tell you, this kit is pretty sad looking. So I thought maybe I would go through it, because I know, a lot of people, that's what they do. They find a kit at Hobby Lobby, or even now Walmart carries them, and buy it, and then they open it up and there's like no directions or very few directions. So I thought it would show you guys in case you have never seen one before. I've never seen one before. And show you why you might not want to buy one of those kits. Look for a reputable needle felter to buy from. So I'm just going to give him a few little toes here, just because I don't know if penguins have toes. I mean, I imagine they must have like feet like like ducks maybe, because they swim in the water. You're just going to see the very tops of them. Just 3 little toes. My husband said when he gave me the box, he's like, well, I figured if it wasn't worth anything, at least it's got wool in it, and for $2, it's probably at least $2 worth of wool. I'm like, yeah, it depends on what kind of wool it is. I do want to look at Walmart tomorrow, and if we get out and see what their kits look like, I might grab one of those. I'm not sure. This one might be from, I don't know if it's from, I know the Dollar Tree had some for a while. I don't know if it's from the Dollar Tree or if it's from Walmart. Okay, so I'm just going to pull some of this extra yellow off the back of these. And we're just going to put them down here just so they're just barely peeking out. Like a duck, okay. Had a feeling. My daughter has ducks, and she was saying that they have been out walking on top of the snow like they're wearing snowshoes. She says it's pretty funny to watch. They try and swim in the snow. Okay. Not sure if this will help him stand or not, but let's bring that back just a little bit. And then I'll go over the bottom of this with the top coat. Let's see if that helps him stand. Yeah, now he's leaning towards the back, but when I get the top coat over this, maybe he'll actually stand up. Okay. I'm going to take some of our gray just gonna leave a little bit of the yellow there and cover the rest of it up. And I'm going to add a little bit more towards the back since he's kind of falling backwards when I set him on the desk. Let's see if that doesn't help him stand up a little bit better here. Yeah, kind of stands. If your animals don't stand, you can always glue them to a wood base. Okay, my desk tilts a little bit too. Okay, there's his feet. Now we're going to make him some arms, and then we'll see if we can get his hat and scarf made here. So I'm going to take, let's see, this is about 3 by 1 inches, and we're just going to make little flipper arm things here, because he's going to hold a snowball, so nothing real fancy or anything. So I'm just going to fold this in half. And I'm going to start tacking it down here. And I want it to be sort of rounded. So I'm just going to fold it in half this way. You could roll it up too. This will felt quite easily, so you can kind of see what I'm looking to get here. Just like a paw. I know they don't have paws, but thank you, Sheila. And I just want to see, because I want him to be able to hold a snowball. So I'm going to make sure that I have enough arm here. Now he's going to have a scarf, which is going to kind of cover up, you know, like where his shoulder would be. But I think that will work. I think it's long enough. Oh, hi, Julie. Welcome. 2 of us. How about that? You're doing good. Did you ever find out whether your son's going to have school tomorrow or not? Are you getting weather or just cold? I haven't seen anything around here, but I'm sure that if it's snowing, our schools won't have school. We're not really supposed to get really cold until Saturday. So I'm just folding up the sides here. School got canceled? Yeah. I imagine it'll be very weird if there's any schools open tomorrow. Mid today, but going down to minus 30 Friday night. Yeah. It says only minus 15 here, but they were saying that the wind chills could be like minus 40 on Saturday. Just cold, maybe a little snow. Even the snow thinks it's too cold. My husband said when I told him that, between now and Sunday we could get 2 to 4 feet of snow again. And he's like, it's going to be too cold to snow. I'm like, oh, apparently not. Alright, just going to check, make sure they're about the same size. So I am going to flatten them just a little bit. So I'm going to go over one side and flip it over and do the other side. Where are you, Liz? I don't think Jeannie's on. I think Jeannie lives in Arizona or New Mexico, one of those. And she was saying even they're supposed to get yucky cold temperatures. Snow for skiing, huh? Oh, we got the snow for skiing, that's for sure. So I'm just gonna try and point, make this somewhat of a point, to make it look like a wing. Leaving this part fluffy. Alright, let's do this one now. Canada, okay. Prince Edward Island, that's right, I remember you telling me that. So Canada's gonna get the cold too. So is that 30, the minus 30 in wind chill or actual temperature? He needs to get a little bit more pointed here. Okay, hold on, I gotta grab a tissue here. Wind chill in Celsius. Oh, burr. Okay. So now let's put his little wings on here. I want to make sure that they're close enough together so that he can hold the snowball. So I'm just going to tack it down. We'll see how big of a snowball we got to make him. I think that'll work. Now normally, like when I'm doing arms on a critter, I I kind of give them shoulders, but since these are wings and since we're going to give them a scarf and this scarf's going to pretty much cover it up anyway, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Nope. Wrong tool. I'm just going to go over this with my Clover tool with 240 spiral needles in it. Okay guys, we're in the home stretch here. I just got to give them a hat and a scarf and make them a snowball. Cooper was supposed to have a basketball game tomorrow night, but they changed it to tonight. Oh, well that's good. It's a good thing that they were able to do that. Oh, thank you, Chris. Yeah, he's coming along pretty good. Now let's see. Oh, he stands up too. Good job. All right, now let's see here. All right, we're going to go with the purple hat. So I guess it's going to be a little girl. Although I guess a guy could wear a purple hat too. So I have this. I love this purple. And we're not going to make like a separate hat. We're actually going to put it right onto her head. And I'm actually kind of thinking that maybe... Now, do I want the fibers going this way or this way? I don't know. Thank you, Barbara. Welcome. All right, let me just kind of think here out loud a little bit. So we're going to bring his hat probably around like that, her hat. And I'm just trying to decide if I want to build up the head a little bit more. I think I do. I think I want to bring the top of the head up a little bit more. So you could do this with core wool because it's not going to be seen if you didn't want to use your top coat. So I'm just going to make like a small round pillow here. And I'm going to add a little bit more into the center. Thank you, Kate. Okay, so I want it to be on the top of the head just so we can make it a little bit more rounded for the hat. Could even do this with your hat color as well. You wouldn't necessarily have to do it with the gray. Now we gotta put the highlights in his eyes too. Don't let me forget that. No, I did not blend it. Where did I get it from? That's a good question. I've had it for a while. It was... So I did get a color similar to it from Gray Fox Felting when I did my kits with her. This, I almost think that I picked up locally, but I think you can get it online. I would look, I don't know if Cupid Falls Farms carries it. There, that's better. If I can find it, I'll make a post. But I think there's a big, like, huge craft place over in the Finger Lakes during the summer, and she wasn't there this past year. There was a gal there who sold wool for spinning and needle felting, and I'm pretty sure that I picked it up there. Okay, that gives a little more of a rounded head. But yeah, it is really pretty. But you can check Gray Fox Felting. She might have it. If she's still selling wool. I'm not sure if she's still selling wool or not, actually. Alright, so I'm still trying to decide here if I want it to go up and down or if I want it to go around. I don't know. Kind of like it going around too. Let's go around. It'll be easier. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start by laying a thin piece here along where I want the hat to go. Just tacking it in. Figure out how I want it to go around the head. So just kind of think, how does a hat fit when you put a hat on? So come around the back here. Got your what is it? Just not earmuffs. What are when you have just a strip across your head? Ear warmers or whatever they're called. Okay, think that'll work. Alright, so let's fill that in, and then we'll see how it looks if I want to go, or if I want to change it to this. We'll see. If it ends up looking like a hat or not. It is a really pretty color. I think that's going to work. Okay, I think the height is good. Alright, so I'm going to go all over it, and then we're going to kind of give it like a brim. Oh, we're doing really good on time. We might actually get them done today. So you can make your hat out of any color you want. Need a little bit more on the top here. It looks like a little crocheted hat. Okay, now let's give a bit of a brim around the hat. So I'm going to pull some of this off and see if I have enough here. And it might be a little short. I'm just going to pull it out just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to take my... So Chris, what you have to do is if you type in !email, it will bring up a link for you that you can go to and sign up for my email address, or my email list. And I have my email. Usually what I do is I kind of email once a week, show you what I upload this video that I do on my lives, so it's available because Facebook deletes them after 30 days. And I upload the video there, so you get an email on how you can access the videos and all the videos that I have done live, and then it also tells you a little bit about my membership group as well. But if you just type in !email, it will take you to the website where you can sign up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold up a third of it and go down. We're going to do something similar to make the scarf as well. And then I'm going to fold up the other side. You could do this in a different color if you wanted to. Like if you wanted to do it in white. And I'm just going to go down it. And if you want to know how wide it is, obviously the width doesn't really matter. You can make it as wide or as narrow as you want. It's just shy of ½ an inch. Where's my multi-tool here? So I want to get this nice and firm before I go and attach it to the hat. And of course, you can always message me as well, and I can give you the link directly. All right, now I'm going to start this in the center. See how close we are. It's not, well, it's pretty close in the back. I may need to add a little bit more back there, but so what I'm going to do is I don't want it to disappear into the hat. I want you to be able to see that there's an actual brim there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the bottom first, and I'm going to just attach it right where the bottom of the hat is. Go this way. Now down here it's still kind of fluffy, but I mean, you're not really going to see the back much anyway, but we'll get that all felted down here. So I'm just, at the moment, just going to bring that around. Just overlap the two ends. Probably could have made it a little bit longer, but I think it'll work. Okay, so the bottom is attached. Now I want it to be a little bit thinner than this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the top, and I'm going to push it down a little bit. So kind of tucking it in here as I go around. All right, then I'm going to go up and just lightly tack it in, because like I said, I don't want it to just totally blend in with the rest of the hat. I'm just flattening it down a little bit, basically. I think it'd look nice with a different color. I don't have another color right here, so otherwise I would do that. Okay. And then I'm just going to go around the top of that just to kind of define it a little bit more. We are going to put a little pom-pom on the top of his hat, but I'm going to do that after we get the scarf on. Got a long strand here. Okay, so we'll make a little pom-pom. Let's do the scarf next. I need to make sure that I have a long enough piece for the scarf here, so I'm going to pull off some more. And just make sure I have enough, and I do. I have more than enough, I think. I think this is going to be too much, so I'm going to split this not quite in half. I'm going to take off about a third of it. I think that'll work. So now we're going to do pretty much the same thing that we did for the brim. I'm going to just go down with my multi-tool. Normally I would do this on my brush mat, but I don't feel like getting it out. And if you don't have a multi-tool, you can totally do it with just your regular needles. This is just for time's sake. This is longer than we're going to need, but we can trim it. And I'm not stabbing this in really far because I don't want it to stick a lot to my mat. So I'm being pretty gentle on how much I'm pushing on it. This would make a really nice scarf. You could wet felt this as well if you do wet felting. I have yet to try wet felting. Okay, Julie, have a good rest of your day too, and stay warm. Tell Cooper I said hi. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing that we did before. We're going to fold up about 1/3, tack it down. Too long for my mat. Let's try this way. All right, now we're going to fold up the other side. I'm trying to keep it below the edge of this so I don't have like a lot to clean up along the edge. This will be the back part. So you can see it's not coming all the way up to the other side, just below it. Okay, so you can see that. So now I'm going to go over it with my clover tool here. Again, I'm trying not to go too deep into my mat because I don't want it to all pull out when I pull it up. So I'm just going in enough to, I mean, it's still going to stick a little bit, but just enough to hit the wool and not much of the mat. We might go over here, but I think we can get this guy done. When we get the scarf done, all we gotta do is make a couple little white balls and put the dots in his eyes. Alright, so I'm gonna flip it over and go over it. I actually kind of like it with the wool pulling out there. Makes it more like scarf-like. So if you're following along with me, this will take you a little bit of time, so just take your time. Trina, are you here? I would probably spend a little bit more time doing that, but for time's sake, we're going to stop there. So I'm going to bring the scarf around here. And we will trim it. So I'm just going to figure out how I want his scarf to go here. I think I'll bring this over the top. So I'll put this here. Maybe I'll just bend it down like that. Bring this one. I never know how to do a scarf. I don't even know how to do a scarf on myself. I don't like scarves. I don't like things around my neck. Let's see. I don't like to like tie them. I just think it adds too much bulk to it. Maybe that'll work. Alright, before I trim it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the top, kind of like we did for the hat. I'm just going to secure it. I'm going to actually go down here to help pull that. I kind of want it under his chin. Okay, so now when we get back in here, what I want to do is I'm going to poke down the side here, and I want to poke down where I want it to go so it doesn't come like flying off. And then I'm going to do the same going down here. Figure out how I want this to come. I think we'll bring it down here like this. So you can kind of manipulate it and hope that it looks good. And you can actually, what I like to do sometimes is if you poke it in here, it kind of gives you the illusion that it's actually, like tied around. And then you do the same up here. So it gives the illusion of it being a knot. Alright, so now I need to figure out where I want this to fall over here. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Alright, so I'm going to trim. I'm going to trim this one about here. And I'm just going to leave this like this, to kind of give it a little frayed look here on the end. And then this one we're going to cut shorter since it's already kind of there. We'll cut that one there. And that gives you a little frayed end. I am going to tuck the sides in here. I'll felt this a little bit. And then this here, just so it holds in place. Alright, then we're going to go around the bottom. Let's see how far I want this to come down. So I'm tucking this in just a little bit so it's not quite so wide back here. And we'll just go over it a little bit. I don't want it to get really flat. Okay. All right. Let me see if I got white here. I'm going to use the same color that we used there. I think this is it. Or did I use core? I forget. All right, so let's make a little ball for his hat. So I'm just going to start to roll up a little ball here. You can use your finger guards or you can use another needle. I'm actually going to move this over here a little bit because I need to change my mat out, I think. It's had a lot of use lately. I haven't changed it in a while. We're going to have a little bit of blue stuck in our white ball here. I want to keep it kind of fluffy, so I don't want to get it totally felted down. I want to leave some of those fibers sticking out. Okay, we're going to pop that up here. And I'm going to go around the base of it and move you back over here, center. I think I need to make that a little bit bigger. It's not big enough. You need the bigger pom-pom. So I'm just going to throw this up and over it. It's not quite as fluffy as I was hoping it would be, but it definitely needed to be bigger. Just gonna kind of tuck in the bottom edge here. Okay. Now we're going to make them a snowball. You like the pom-pom? Good. Actually, before I make the snowball, so I don't forget, let's add the highlights to his eyes. I don't know if I want to use this white or not. So, like when we did the eyes, you're just going to take a little bit of the white, and this might be too big. I like these long fibers in this white. Gonna roll them in my hands here. Let's see. You're looking for them to be about the same size, but I think I want to go a little bit smaller for these. So I'm going to pull a little bit off of both of them. Yeah, it must be time to quit. The dog's starting to whine. I like to throw them down on my mat to see if they're about the same size. And let's see. Oh, those are way too big. Let's go smaller. Let's just cut one of these in half here. Let's try that. And when you're adding highlights, you just want to figure out, where you want your highlight to be showing in the eye, and then try and put them in the same spot on both sides. I tend to go the upper left or the upper right. Need my smaller needle here. And just go carefully, because you can lose it into the black of your eye. So you don't want to go really fast. And before I get it too far in, we're going to put the other one in. And then I just go back and forth between the two of them to try and get them to be about the same size and in the same position. For a character like this, it's not quite as important as if you're doing something a little bit more realistic. But it does add character to them. A lot of people tend to make them either too big or too small. Got a little bit of scarf there. You add the highlight, and it just brings it together. Okay, now let's make the snowball. How big of a snowball do we want to give them? Okay, Kate, thanks for joining us. Have a good weekend. Stay warm. That might be too small. I might have to add to that. Gotta bring it over here so I'm not in the messy part of my mat, or we will have a gray snowball. I do have mine put together now to make their feet flippers and clothes. Oh, you're very welcome, Carrie. Make sure you show me a picture when you get it done. I'd love to see it. Let's see. It's going to get a little bit smaller, so I'm going to add a little bit more, I think, here. Use your finger guards here if you're, and keep your fingers out of the way. A boy and a girl. Aw, that's nice. Perfect. Yeah, we are going to do something for Valentine's next month, but it probably won't be done until after Valentine's Day. Although I could start it next week, I suppose, and then maybe you'd have it done for Valentine's Day. But I think the next project we're going to do might take a little bit longer. Maybe not. Okay, I'm just going to roll this in my hand here to kind of smooth it out a little bit. I got all these long fibers I need to trim off. I got to get some better white. Okay. So now you could do a couple things here. You can felt it. You could also take a needle and thread and run it between his wings and do that. But I think I can attach it and it'll be okay. So I'm going to attach it from the snowball into his body to start. I would say, like, if you're going to, to give it to a child, obviously, needle felted things aren't necessarily toys, but if you have older children, who can respect them, it's fine. I give them to my grandchildren all the time. I would probably use the needle and thread and run it through here just to make the snowball a little bit more secure so it doesn't come off with handling. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke in through the wings into the snowballs. You can go the other way, go from the snowball into the wings. There we go. I will probably run a thread through here. What you can do is I just run a needle through here with thread a couple times back and forth, and then you can take your top coat and go over where you see the thread. Just be careful when you're poking it, and then cover up that thread, and then you won't even know that you did that. So. But there he is. Let me see if he stands. Oh, well, he might need a little forcing, but thank you, Liz. I think he'll stand. I'll just have to kind of manipulate him a little bit when I go to stand him up, but I think he turned out pretty good. I'm quite happy with him, and I like his little snowballs. So that's it for this week. Thank you for joining me. Feel free to show me your penguins when you get them done. I love to see your work. And I don't know, maybe next week we'll start February's, just because it is a Valentine theme. And then if you wanted to make it for Valentine's Day, you can. I don't know if you'll get it totally done by Valentine's. We'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if we should start February's a week early, since Valentine's Day comes kind of early. So that's all I have for you today. Please be very careful this weekend with the cold temperatures and the weather. If you can stay in, please stay in. Thank you, Charlotte. Other than having to go out tomorrow to my husband's appointment and get a few groceries, I'm not going anywhere. I'll bet you they'll even probably cancel church on Sunday if it's as cold as they say it's going to be. So anyway, thanks for hanging with me, and I'll see you guys next week.